No. Okay, I have an extremely controversial opinion when it comes to Madoka and Homura, meaning they were girlfriends. No, 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 no. I actually have an extremely controversial opinion when it comes to Madoka and Homura. I believe that Homura is in love with Madoka. Yes, because that's the canon. That's the canon. Anyone who's watched Rebellion will be like, okay, shit, that's the canon. But I believe that Madoka only sees her as her very best friend. Just someone she, like, just, her very best friend. I'm not gonna go into a spectacle of debating Madoka's sexuality because there's no point and there's no evidence to signify any of that. But I do want to say that I do not think that Madoka and Homura are romantically involved or romantically compatible. And even if they are romantically involved, it would definitely be one-sided, i.e. Homura would be like losing her shit over Madoka to an insane degree. So Homura is definitely in love with Madoka, we know that. But I don't think Madoka reciprocates her feelings, like, at all. If anything, Madoka gives me more of a like, I wouldn't say aromantic or asexual because she does talk about love and how she wants to fall in love. But we've only ever seen her act in like a friendly kindness towards Homura. Like she's only ever treated her like her friend. She's never like romantically done like anything. She treats her basically the same way she treats Sayaka. Is she straight? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It has not been confirmed nor denied if she's straight or not. But we do know for a fact that Homura is definitely like she's full on. Homura is definitely full on in love with Madoka. There's no second guessing, no denying it, nothing. She's full on in love with Madoka. It's absolutely ridiculous. And but also I wouldn't say in love. I would say obsessive, borderline yandere, obsessive, chronically insane. Like she's Homura with Madoka is like, when you get those insane, like, when there's a celebrity, right? And you get those insane, like, fans that are just, like, absolutely obsessed with the celebrity. Like, that dude who was, like, super in love with that one singer or whatever, so he tried sending a bomb to her, and he offed himself. Yeah, that's how I feel like the dynamic is between Homura and Madoka. Like Madoka's the celebrity and Homura's this rabid, insane person who just wants, craves her on a level that is super unhealthy, super toxic, and super like uncomfortable and gross. But like most celebrities, like Madoka doesn't really realize that yet. I mean, hopefully we'll find out. Hopefully she'll realize that when the new movie Walpurgis Not Rising, which I can't wait for it to come out. I have literally been waiting. I am not kidding. I am. I'm not kidding. Look at me. Look at me in the eye. I have been waiting. So 10 years for that. I have been waiting over a decade for that movie to come out. I have been waiting over a decade since I was 12 to 13 years old. God. I'm finally gonna get it. Oh my god. Like, and back to what I was saying. Like, Madoka doesn't realize that. She just says, like, oh, Homura's just so sweet, and that's rude and I No, that's not rude. That's funny as fuck, dude. I don't give a shit. That's funny as fuck. No, that's funny as shit. I don't give a fuck. That's actually really funny. But like Madoka, like but now at least Madoka's like, oh, Homura's just a really good, really passionate, sweet friend who just wanted to save me. And and like I hope with Walpurgis Not Rising, Madoka finally realizes that Homura is just fucking disgustingly toxic and obsessive, and just like I'm not saying Homura was always a bad person, but I don't think she was like a bad person intentionally at the start, because intentionally at the start she doesn't like she just clings to the first thing, clings to the first thing, i.e. Madoka clings to the first person whoever she treats her with kindness and anything, and like everybody likes to argue, oh well, but mommy was there, so why didn't she cling to mommy? And it's like, because mommy's more reserved and kept very obviously kept secrets. Like a great example of how like Sayaka didn't know about mommy's weaknesses, only Madoka knew, and that's only because mommy had opened up to Madoka after Madoka was like, wow, you're so big, you're so strong and brave, and I want to be just like you because you're never scared and everything. And then mommy's like, actually I fucking am, did you know that? I'm terrified all the fucking time. It's literally the exact same instance, you know? Like, because Madoka is so much more open in everything. So like when mommy died in the first timeline, Homura wasn't entirely, she was upset and crying, sure. But when Madoka died, she had a full on breakdown. Like a full on meltdown breakdown. She was clutching her corpse, sobbing, screaming and crying, and Kyubey was like, "Hey motherfucker, you wanna, I'll grant you a wish." And Homura is like, yeah, okay, I'll throw everything away just to try and save Madoka. And she did, That's why we have Madoka Magica. It's such a great show, and I love it so much, and I'm kind of upset that it didn't get anime of the decade a while ago. But anyway, but Homura was never intentionally a good person. She was kind of always a shitty person. But that wasn't necessarily her fault. She just, like, she doesn't have any parents. She grew, according to the notes we have, she grew up in a Catholic school for girls. And due to her heart condition, she could never really get along with any of the other kids or anything like that. Because, A, she was always fucking sick and probably always needed to go to the nurse's office or the hospital or the infirmary. And B, she doesn't seem terribly like open. She just seems super nervous and anxious about everything. Like even when people are coming up to her and talking to her in that one scene in episode 9, 10 or 9, she's just stuttering and nervous and she doesn't even know how to respond, and she's just like, um, I'm not, um, uh, and then Madoka's the one who's just like, yeah, she needs her medicine. Can you guys, like, fuck off? Okay, great. Let's go. It's like the first instance ever that someone does something good for Homura, but unfortunately, that good action is what translated into a whole lot of shit and bad, and now we have Madoka being torn apart. Even though she was a god looking after the world, she got torn apart by Homura because Homura was like, I can't stand to be without you. I'm literally, like, I literally can't do this. Okay, so destroys the entire world type of shit. And then rebirths it. But, like, that's the whole point. Like, Homura is never a good person. She is a bit, and because of how she was never a good person, how she had basically nothing, that is what leads her to be absolutely chronically obsessed, like rent-free, with Madoka. Like, because Homura, without Madoka, Homura's got nothing. Nothing left at all. Nothing. And so when Madoka went away, like, Homura had nothing. Sure, she fought to protect the world that Madoka sacrificed herself for, but, like, Madoka still wasn't in that world, so she still didn't enjoy being there, you know? Which is why we have a rebellion. But yeah, Madoka just sees Homura definitely as a sweet friend, and Homura is definitely just like, I need you now, type of shit, you know? And anyway, like, my controversial opinion is that Madoka's not in love with Homura. They're just friends in Madoka's eyes, and in Homura's eyes, Madoka is everything.
And the rest of the town,
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Homura says